Happy Thumbs Gaming. Booyakashaw.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with Happy Thumbs Gaming. And today we're checking out Drive Club, a first look. And yeah, thanks all for checking this out. Hopefully you guys will find this a little informational. This is pretty cool how the intro kicks in like this and vum 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 vum, giving you a little bit of a taste of everything that this game has to offer and kind of a brief glimpse through the trailer here. Essentially, there are like roughly 50 cars out the gate. Of course, there are multiple challenges that you can obtain and create. You can multiplay, you can group play. Well, at least that's the goal. We'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, Drive Club has been awesome so far. The single-player experience is very fun. And I say single-player experience because the servers haven't quite figured it out yet that the game has gone live. There are some major issues when trying to connect to other clubs or creating a club or representing any of your challenges online. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and cruise through kind of the menu and give you a tour, so to speak, of what this game has to offer. Now, obviously, you can see here we've got the drive, but we're going to skip that. Now, you can create a club and browse clubs, but as we mentioned, those are not quite available. So we're going to go ahead and hop right in our garage. So, like I said, there's 50-plus cars at launch, and there's actually a free one. If you haven't gone to the PlayStation Store to download the free Mercedes, you should go do that now. You can see it right there with the little blue icon I'm about to get to. It's the yellow Mercedes. Coming up right, not yet, but right, meow. There we go, I go flying by it. So yeah, I was going to go through and kind of give you a preview of each car and its stats, but all these are not unlocked yet. So I just figured I'd go ahead and give you a brief glimpse of the, what's available and what's in store. So got some pretty awesome track-based cars and some fairly street-legal cars as well to go along your journey. And we're really excited, but bummed out too. The one car that we want to drive is actually an early-level car. It's the GTI, but you can't get it yet. You have to be in a club, and we can't start or join a club because of the network. So, all right, so here we go. We're looking at the profile here. It has a tremendous amount of stats. As you can see there, you can create a club right from this menu as well as customize your character. I am not really one into playing dress up, so my character will stay stock, so I will look just like anybody else who doesn't care to spend time playing dress up. And, all right, the accolades are a pretty big deal. Basically, accolades are just, moments that represent things you've done. So some of them can be, like, completing races. Some of them can be miles. Some of them can be drifting. Some of them can be, locational-based, task-based. So lots of them out there. So what I'm getting at here is this game has a lot to offer, even though the servers aren't online yet. So if you are a PSN Plus member, the Plus version that's free has been delayed. And we're going to go ahead and try to start a club here, but it fails. And so basically what we're getting at here is that buy this game, because when the servers go live, you're going to have a blast, and we'd love to race with you. There's up to 11. I can race with up to 11 other people. So that could be 11 of yous racing with one of me's. It is possible that HTG Doug might jump on this. He's not exactly sure yet, and he's got a whole slew of games that are on his list coming up in the next couple weeks. God, isn't it ridiculous how many games are coming out between now and the end of the year? Anyways. All right, so this is about to time out. I believe it's 30 seconds, and the server will kick us out and say, nope, sorry, pal. And, like I said, I've got mixed emotions about the release of this game. Like, sure, I understand why the free version's not out, because they want you to see all that's available, and then hopefully encourage you to buy the real game with the Plus version that's free. But being that it's broken and half of it doesn't work, that's not going to really meet its goals. So, all right, so we've kind of given you a brief overview of what, all of the menu has to offer. Let's talk about some racing now. So you can see there's the tour, there's single events, and multiplayer. We're going to stay away from multiplayer, but we'll give you a peek at the tour. The tour is a series of, they're all car-based or make-based races. And as it gets further in, they may change a little bit, but right now it's like, Volkswagen sponsor, or hatches, or, a type of car or a maker of car. And eventually you get all the way up. So, and as you can see, you can't access those later areas without earning the stars. So perfection is a must here. And a lot of these are pretty simple, I won't lie. At least they have been so far for me. But That being said, I'm sure it's going to get a little bit more difficult as time goes on. Speaking of time, look at this. We've got a bunch of single events here, including time trials and drifts. Of course, there's single races as well. Drifting is, you know what drifting is, but this one's a little bit different, and it allows you to, well, I shouldn't say different. It's cool in the fact that you get to go ahead and choose your location, and each location has multiple tracks to race at, too. So, and to be honest, I'm not sure if these tracks are all real base tracks or if they are fictional. I'll have to look into that, and I should have known that, but hey, this is a first look, not a review, so... Oh, yeah. And multiplayer, there's an event browser, which unfortunately does not work because we can't connect to the server. But that should tell you, like, the weekly, daily events and things like that, because this game is really intuitive, and it really wants to be on a day-to-day basis, give you all sorts of options, and create that interaction. So, big question people have been asking us, is it steering wheel compatible? And that answer is yes. You can see there's even a small amount of adjustments and whatnot that can be made so that you can use a steering wheel on this. And so a couple other things you could change. You can change the location of the buttons, you can change the brightness, standard stuff. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into one of the tour races. We're gonna do a couple of them here for you, and if you've seen enough already, great, but we're about ready to get to some gameplay, and hopefully you'll hang out for that. And yeah, we've done a little streaming on Twitch too of this. It was kind of fun. And in our hour and a half or so. See, there's the hatch I can't get. See, it's like almost my car. In fact, I'm actually going to be selling my car and upgrading to that model. It will be a 4-door when I buy it. And look at the Happy Thumbs custom paint job I put together. See, I said I didn't do dress up, but I changed the colors. That was a lazy dress up. I made it yellow, white, and black. That was already done for me. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be getting my Mark 6 GTI, which is what that is, and upgrading from my Mark 5. But all right, here we got 3 objectives, but they're basically all the same. Just go as fast as possible. And this one is just a single event where it spins us around a track, gets us going at a pretty steadily rate at the beginning here. Some of these actually start from, a standstill, while others are starting in motion. And this one, we are certainly in motion. All right, so here we go. Hopefully I don't hit too many walls. I actually tried to be a little conservative on this. I was trying to make my good friend Donald proud if he ever watches this. But I find that after trying to be, cautious and like a good driver, I find that this game almost rewards you for being out of control. And I'll prove it here in a little bit. So that's me on accident being out of control. But on my next lap, I actually fully balls to the walls, so to speak. I don't think I let off the gas, but maybe twice the entire lap my second time. This time I'm on and off. I'm using the brake. I'm trying to brake, early on the corners. And, oh, speaking of which, let's go ahead and check out the views. There are 7 different views that you can access while in any of the cars. And my favorite is behind the car, but my second favorite is the cockpit, because that's actually realistic. And even down to the stereo and everything, like the gauges, that's realistic. So that's cool. I'm a big Volkswagen fan, hence my NA-Dub PSN name. For all those of you who didn't know, that's what it is, NA-V-Dub. I just left out the V, so it's just in-a-dub. There's a story behind that. It goes back to my SOCOM clan, but that's for another video. So we're going to make a nice little turn here in this 90-degree. But yeah, so essentially I'm gonna pull out and go back to my preferred viewing cam here, which is right there, the right behind, so I get a little bit more feel for where my car is. But yeah, so woo, look at that. It's going to the front, to the back. I was trying to honk the horn. I don't know why, but I always try to honk the horn. And here's the irony. This game doesn't have horns. So anyways, moving along. All right, so I'm coming down the home stretch right here. I need to get 146 to get all 3 stars, but as you can see, I just missed that mark. And I actually don't even get the second one. I fail, so yeah, I get the third one, but I need the first 2 stars. So here we go. I'm just absolutely in it now, and I'm basically just going to show you that this game is rewards you for being really aggressive and not really minding the track so much. And obviously there's more than one thing at stake here. There's winning and losing, and then there's also your fame points up top there. Your fame points are going to be what unlock different levels of driving for you. So as you saw the cars there in the garage, some of them I might unlock for beating a certain race or something, but they might not be available to me because I don't have my driving level up high enough. So those fame points do come in handy, and you do certainly lose them for smacking into walls and other cars and whatever, but you can also gain them for being a little out of control as well. So you can see I just got a whole bunch for high speed there. And I'm still racking it up because I am balling. And there that goes. And into the wall. And so, look at that. I mean, I doing the math there. Off track. So I lost 350 points there after I gained like 400 and something. So I was positive there. Oh, there goes that. So, but regardless, I am definitely a little bit ahead of my time from last time. You can see my ghost. That is one of the cool things about these. And it's not like it's new, like they created or something. But it's certainly one of the really cool features I love about, you know, time trial-based maps. Because you always know if you're ahead or behind your previous lap, you know. And if you're behind, you can either restart or whatever. But you can see I'm clearly ahead of where I was. So that made me feel like I actually stood a chance on this. And look at this coming down in the home stretch. The aggressive lap versus the conservative lap paid off. So, woohoo! And we find ourselves for the first time actually being reset for being off track for more than 3 seconds. That was a learning experience for us. Now at this point you can have a few options. You can reset to track, you can restart, you can finish the event, and we're going to go ahead and finish it. Look at them fenders. Busted up and everything. Alright, so we got that. All 3 stars, which should help us out in our overall driving level. And as well as in regards to opening up more stuff. Got a few accolade marks. We didn't open up anything specific, but we added some points to those. There we go. We got over 10,000 fame. All right, so let's go ahead and do one more race. What do you guys think about that? Let's do another one. We'll bust out a different ride. And at this point, you know, this is our first look. We've only got 18 of the 225 stars. So our driving level is very low. We're only at level 5. And we don't have very many cars. But we do have this really nice little Audi A1 Quattro. Looks super nice, and it's custom factory white paint on white wheels. So we're going to go ahead and hop in. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And, yeah. So this game is beautiful. Like the landscape, the scenery, everything, I'm really enjoying. It's, as far as the gameplay goes, it is surely a mix between arcade and simulation. Like, it's not super arcade-ish, but it's not a simulation. So, you know, there are aspects of both worlds kind of mixed together, and as a result, it's a lot of fun. Basically, any racer can hop in and go, and there's room for error, but, you know, it doesn't penalize you too bad. In fact, like I said, the more squirrely you are, the more out of control, in some cases, you might end up winning as a result of that, so... We'll toggle through the different views for this car as well. I kind of wanted to listen to that turbo sound for a second. It's awfully nice. Sounds are pretty good. I don't know if they're totally accurate, but again, I don't have enough cars to really judge that. And we're making some good ground here on a nice little track with lots of foliage. We're uphill, and this is, if you notice too, last time we were doing lap-based stuff. This is a progression-based map. So we're basically going from the top, or from the bottom to the top, or top to the bottom, depending on where you start. And so it's a start to finish rather than a circular track. And we'll find the guardrail here. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm seriously being aggressive here, and I am sliding into corners late, and I'm just bouncing off the wall. And you know, I'd be curious. I'd love to see somebody who's really good at racing, you know, do some really good race laps and see how it compares to somebody just railing. Because I think that, I feel like the game kind of rewards wins and losses with the railage. Boom! See, and that right there, that should have been totaled. I like, hit that lip head on. That should have been car crushed Dunsky. But, nope, I made it. I'm out. So, and we're already almost 40% through this track as well. Gonna keep on keeping on, making our way down and around. This is a nice little scenic view. Of course, me hitting the guardrail as hard as I have a few times, I'm lucky I haven't gone through it. But that doesn't happen in this. There's lots of confetti, but there's no realism of like launching off of the side of a mountain or anything. So That's one thing that would have been cool, but I get it. Like I said, it's a combo between the two. It's not a simulation, it's not arcade. So arcade would be the explosions, rolling back and forth, you know, all that kind of stuff, where, you know, simulation is more of like, you know, car damage and you know, being precise, more of an actual driver rather than a I don't know. Anyways, I'm running out of things to say, and I still got like 3 minutes to go. I'm just playing. I never run out of things to say. Anybody who knows me personally knows that is a true fact. All right, so we're getting pretty close here, and I won't spoil it for you, but it is close if we get any of those or not. I'm railing pretty good. And one thing, too, you know, you see there is damage on the car. Like, it's clearly there. I have yet to determine whether or not the damage will slow you down or not. But I have figured out that when you destroy a car and it's all crinkled up, you go to the garage or to the next race, it's totally fine. So there is that aspect too. That's one thing I kind of miss. Like, I'm trying to think. There's definitely some games out there that were damage based. Where I want to say Juice, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while. But that's kind of a cool factor in driving games. You know, when you destroy a car, you actually have to pay to fix it. So, you know, it kind of encourages you to be a better driver. In this case, though, rail it. That's kind of the theme for this game, is just, you know, pedal to the metal. Smash it. Do whatever. All right, getting a little drifty, drifty. There's a lot of these things called face-off challenges that I haven't really talked about either. You'll see them. You'll be driving through the map, and all of a sudden you'll see like this little kind of finish line or starting line, whatever you want to call it, and you'll go blazing through it, and you'll have like X amount of time to do something, like hit a perfect driving line or go so fast or whatever. But here we are. Speaking of going so fast, look at that. We are coming into the final stretch here, and booyakashow! My car is wrecked and probably left some pieces behind on the track, but good news is we got all 3 stars and get to advance to the next one without having to repeat. So we do get some driver fame, which allows us to add to our overall stuff. We get some accolade points as well. So yeah, case in point, our first look is pretty much coming to an end here. Oh, look at that. We unlocked a new car. It's a Renault. And we also get a few paint jobs. So that's kind of the bonus. As you progress through your driving stuff, you unlock new cars, new paint schemes. And all those schemes can be color-coded and changed, too, at least as far as I've figured out so far. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We highly recommend it. You know, if you want to wait for the Plus version to fully check it out, I understand. There are certainly a lack of servers right now that kind of about half the game is missing. But you know, I know a lot of games recently have come out where they've only been quote unquote half released, and you know, things come out weekly, monthly, whatever. So it's kind of almost the new theme to be this way. So who knows? Maybe they're hitting the mainstream without doing it on purpose. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. Hopefully you guys found this interesting and all that. And if you did, or you want to talk about it, you have some questions, head on over to our social pages at Facebook, Twitter. Simply comment, vote down. Comment and vote. You know what I'm saying. Comment, vote, subscribe down below. I was going to say simply comment down below. Hey, if you want to give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, great. If we did something that caused a thumbs down, let us know why. That's all we ask. We're always striving to be better. And with your feedback, we can get there. So, yeah. I got nothing else. I was flapping and coming up with nothings a long time ago. So let's go ahead and move on and wrap it up. And let's move on to the next video, which who knows what it'll be. As always, until next time. Do 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 do.